Hello and welcome to 180 Day 59. Today, we're going to talk about joy. It's the joyful decision as we start chapter 5 in our book, The 7 Decisions. This seems so simple. The joyful decision. Do I choose to be joyful or do I not? But we all know there's just so much more to it. And I'm here on page 106. And I'm reading that what measures happiness is simply a result of choosing to be grateful. And I go on and it says happiness, true happiness, comes from deep within. Happiness comes from a grateful heart. It is impossible to be ungrateful and happy at the same time. I'm going to stop for a minute and I'm going to ask you to think about a time that you've been happy and joyful and ungrateful at the same time. They just don't connect. You cannot be discouraged and encouraged at the same time. You cannot be disappointed and grateful at the same time. They don't exist in the same moment within us, right? They can't. Think about different situations and you'll find that they just cannot exist in the same moment. And it goes on to say depression, anger, resentment, and other lower emotions may arise, but a grateful spirit keeps us from feeling sorry for ourselves. The seeds of depression cannot take root in a grateful heart. And so what we have to do is not just go, yes, of course I want to be joyful. We have to work at realizing it is within our control, but we can be intentional about the things that we do to attract joy in our lives. And so there's two things I have for you as good exercises. One is to sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and list things that you're grateful for, not just on Thanksgiving, right? List things that you are grateful for. And then I'm going back to page 105, and I love 105 because there's an exercise on 105 called Developing Your Happy Triggers. And it says, list 5 things you can do each day to make yourself laugh or smile. And so I was getting ready to prepare this for you, and my husband comes down, and I had cleaned up in his office, and he comes down and he's like, did you pick up my meal replacement shakes and the stuff I had set out? And I go, oh, yep, I did. And he goes, well, do you remember what flavors it was? And I was like, oh, nope, I don't. And I could tell he was a little bit frustrated with me. And I totally started laughing. And I thought, oh my goodness. And I yelled upstairs, I go, you're my happy trigger when I annoy you. I'm like, I clean up after him, he gets annoyed, right? So it can be the silliest little thing. And, that just happened a couple moments ago, so I thought I would share it with you. But there's things in here like, is there a scene from a movie that makes you laugh every time you watch that scene from a movie? Does your child do something innocent and sweet and it just makes you just have the biggest smile on your face? You can just feel their innocence and it's just so adorable, and you know that your children just make you smile. It can be your dog chasing its own tail. A lot of times animals bring us a lot of joy. And so what are your happy triggers that you know you can always go to? And then the last thing I have for you today, so you're going to write down things you're grateful for, figure out what your happy triggers are. Now you know one of mine. and then I do also, I'm going backwards in the book here. Page 104. I love this. Complaining is an activity. Just as listening to the radio is an activity. One may choose to turn on the radio or not to turn on the radio, correct? One may choose to complain. One may choose to not complain. I choose not to complain. I always ask, and you'll hear me, the longer you know me, there's troubleshooting sometimes that we need to do. When you're on your way to a healthy lifestyle and you're committed, there's going to be speed bumps and there's going to be roadblocks. That's just going to happen. But it's your choice to either complain, I knew this was going to happen, this happens every time, and bring other people down with you, or it's your choice to go, you know what? I'm going to seek solutions. I want this in my life. I expect that there will be things that I have to work through that aren't going to be easy, and I'm not going to complain. I'm going to seek solutions. And the way to seek solutions is to come to us and say, hey, I think might need to make some changes, or I think I might need someone to mentor me through something that is being challenging or difficult for me. Can you help me? Versus complaining, right? We're going to seek to be joyful. We're going to seek to be happy. And we know that means having a grateful heart. So we're into chapter 5. If you're not here yet, you might notice I gave you an extra day on chapter 4. So catch up in your book, and we'll see you tomorrow.